or MIS for short, and really get into why they are just so critical in the world we live in now. Okay, let's just start with a number that's kind of mind blowing. $3.8 trillion. Yeah, trillion with a T. That's what companies around the world spent on IT in just 1 year, right before 2020. And trust me, that number has only gone up. So you have to ask why? Why are they pouring that kind of money into technology? It's definitely not just for shiny new laptops. They're spending that cash for one reason: to win. They're trying to lock in a massive competitive advantage in a world where everyone is fighting for the top spot. So, to really grasp why MIS matters so much, we've got to first understand the world we're playing in now. Because honestly, the rules of business, they've completely changed. It's a whole new game out there. So, what does this new game look like? Well, a great way to think about it is this idea of a flattened world. I mean, thanks to the internet, right? Your suppliers, your customers, heck, even your biggest competitors, they could be literally anywhere on the globe. Now, that means competition is way more intense for sure, but it also means the opportunities are absolutely huge. All of a sudden, you can find parts, build products, and sell to people anywhere. It's the birth of the truly global supply chain. And this new reality has led to what we call the digital firm. Basically, everything that truly matters in a business now happens online. Think about it. That relationship you have with a key supplier in Asia, managed digitally. Tracking a customer's package second by second, digital network. All the core stuff in a supply chain, procurement, logistics, inventory, it's all running on digital rails now. Okay, so how on earth do you manage all this complexity, this fast paced global digital mess? Well, this is where we get to the solution. In this new world, a great information system isn't just some helpful software. For someone in supply chain, it's basically your strategic superpower. And here's a really important thing to remember. The smartest companies, they don't just buy tech because it's new and cool. No way. They invest in these systems with a very clear goal in mind. They're trying to hit specific business objectives. Every piece of software, every network, it's there to solve a real problem or grab a new opportunity. So, what are those goals? Well, they usually fall into one of six buckets. You've got things like operational excellence, new products, services, and business models, customer and supplier intimacy, better decision making, getting a competitive advantage.
Hello, sir. Hello. Hello.
Customers and your suppliers, making those relationships work like a well oiled machine.
Yes.
Just think about it. When you use your systems to share real time sales data with your
Oh, sorry. Did it get to a point you didn't hear anything again?
Yes, please.
Oh my.
Yes, please.
All right, all right, all right. I think it's here. I think it's here.
their suppliers. So when you buy, say, a box of cereal, that scan at the register doesn't just tell the store manager. It zips that information straight to the supplier's factory. That direct link, that's the secret sauce. It allows them to keep inventory.
All right. So what I was trying to do, sorry. Um, what I was trying to do was to showcase something to you. Did the explainer video make any sense to you at all? At least up to the point you listened to.
Yes, please.
Are we sure?
Yes, please.
So it's making sense to you.
Yes, please.
So should I allow it to finish? It has about three and a half minutes more.
Yes, please.
All right, then let me allow it to finish. Okay.
Low, avoid running out of stock, and operate at a level of efficiency that other companies just can't touch. All right, next up, building customer and supplier intimacy. This one is all about using technology to strengthen the human connections in business. It's about getting really, really close to both your customers and your suppliers, making those relationships work like a well oiled machine. Just think about it. When you use your systems to share real time sales data with your suppliers, what happens? They can plan better, they can produce more efficiently, and that brings costs down for everybody. Now flip it around. When you use systems to really understand what your customers want, they feel like you get them, right? They feel valued, and they come back again and again. For someone in procurement, this is huge. It's the difference between just being an order placer and becoming a true strategic partner. Okay, so now we know why these systems are superpower. But what even is an information system? Let's pop the hood and take a look at the three main parts that make any system tick. It's actually pretty straightforward. You can break down any information system into three key pieces. You've got the organization, you've got the management, and you've got the technology. Think of it like a three-legged stool. You need all three for it to work. Take one away, and the whole thing falls over. So let's start with the organization piece. Every company has a structure, kind of like this pyramid here. Down at the bottom, you have the operational folks on the front lines. They need super detailed, real time data to get the day to day work done. Then you go up to the top, to senior management. They don't need all that detail. They need the big picture, the summarized view, so they can make those huge strategic bets. A good MIS knows how to serve up the right kind of information to each level. And of course, the other two parts are just as important. Management, well, their job is to set the strategy and figure out what problems need solving. And technology, that's the engine room. It's all the hardware, the software, the networks, the entire platform that makes everything else possible. All right, let's pull all these threads together. In this last part, we're going to see how all these pieces, the organization, management, and tech, actually work together to create real value. And most importantly, what this all means for you. So now, when you see the official textbook definition of an MIS, it should click into place. It's a system that gives reports on how the organization is doing, and it's built to help middle management keep an eye on things and make sure the business is heading in the right direction. See? It's not so complicated once you have the context. And really, if you boil it all down, this is the magic trick an information system performs. It takes a huge, messy pile of raw data, like thousands of individual sales transactions, and it cleans it up, organizes it, and turns it into something useful. Something like a clean, simple report. It literally turns raw noise into a clear signal. That transformation, that's the whole point. And the result? It's a total game changer. Instead of managers just guessing or going with their gut, they can look at a dashboard with actual real time data. This lets them make decisions that are so much faster and so much smarter. We're talking about rerouting a truck because they see a storm on the forecast or cranking up production because the data shows a sudden sales spike. It's about being proactive, not reactive. So I really want to leave you with this question to chew on. You now have the building blocks. You understand how these systems can drive incredible success. The question for you isn't if technology is going to be part of your career, it's how you're going to use it. So as you go through your courses and into your career, start looking at the processes around you. As a future leader in the supply chain world, what process are you going to be the one to totally transform?
Right.
All right. Hello and welcome.
Okay, great. So, that was about 7 minutes and a few seconds. Let me start with you, Serafina. Um, what's your reflection on what you have just listened to?
Okay, thank
It's your
you.
personal
So,
reflection.
okay, so with this, it makes me understand that technology or MIS makes um, communicating with our customers or clients easier. It may helps you know what they really want and then how to um, serve them or give them what will satisfy them.
Hmm.
That is
Right,
basically what I.
right, thanks. Um, Vivian. Hi, Vivian. The second time we are calling Vivian with no response. Vivian, are you with us? All right. So, Major, yes, sir. Please, your personal reflection on what we have just listened to.
So, uh, I realized that management information systems, for it to work better and create a real value, you need to have three levels: the organization, the management, and then the technology, and all these two work together to achieve the value that you are seeking for.
All right.
Thank you.
Right. Beautifully summed up. Yeah. And I like that. So, Serafina began from the customer perspective, obviously because of her bias. So I can understand why Serafina was more focused on the customer. But yes, that's very important. Who are you developing the goods for or producing the goods for and services for? And Major makes an important point of bringing the three components, right? The technology, the processes, and then the people. Okay. The people alone cannot achieve things on their own. Every organization should have processes that are clearly spelled out, laid down processes, and then the technology can drive all that. So these three come together, working together to be able to achieve um, the objectives of the organization. So technology must be used for a reason, okay, not just for its sake. Elaine, you were in and out. I don't know. It's what's wrong with your internet? Elaine, Elaine, you've joined Vivian, eh? All right. So, Michael,
Yes, boss.
yeah, anything to share?
I realize how technology and people and processes are being affected in this MIS.
Hmm.
So I'm waiting for further information because I'm just confused with some. I want you to go further. Then I see whether they are the same or they are not the same.
No, you can share.
During our
You.
so during our previous interacting with our previous lectures.
Mhm,
I came across something like data analysis.
mhm.
Uh,
Yeah, Michael, you are still on the floor.
Artificial intelligence. So now so I'm trying to get the whole like how all this will come together when we are making a decision. So I'm trying to get
All right.
the differences. So I'm just relaxed waiting for how it goes further for me to get a fully understanding on it. So I'm relaxed and enjoying it.
All right. Okay. So let's proceed. Ezekiel, anything to share?
Um, I think I'm just realizing how MIS is broad because the only department I've seen was when I did my service with Adenta Municipal Assembly, and I wasn't really sure what they do. But I'm now learning there's the data analytical part, cleaning up data to provide information to management and sharing information with suppliers and clients. And yes, that's what I've learned so far. So I'm just learning how big and encompassing it is.
Yeah, that's an important reflection. Neil, are you ready now?
I've been here since, so my internet is going back and forth.
I know. See, Serafina. Okay, Serafina. All right.
They
So,
can keep
what
taking
did you
me
pick
up to bringing me in out,
up? I
but
know.
I've been here.
I noticed it. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but did you pick up anything?
A few.
Mm.
Um, that everybody is actually very important in its own way because they all come together for the proper management of like to provide effective um communication to people, and then the management to also come together as a whole.
Yeah.
Kind of like the organization, it all comes together, management all comes together. So you cannot leave one out. All moves together to form a particular body.
All right.
That's the key I picked up.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. So, Elaine, you, for example, when you order goods from China,
Yeah.
sometimes you sit in the comfort of your home and get that done, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
All right. So you get to understand that a platform has been provided for you to be able to make that happen, isn't it? Hello. Hello.
I'm here.
Yeah. So I'm saying that so you appreciate the fact that a platform has been created for you to be able to undertake that particular activity, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you are sourcing a particular good, how do you get to know that this is available in these quantities? This is not available. When you order, this is how long it will take for you to receive the items. How do you
Okay.
think all
So
those things came about?
okay. So that boils down to the management. I don't know if that's but I think that boils down to management because they make sure all the information you would need is there. Everything you would need. Even they also give you access if you want to ask questions and all the so they make it very accessible to reach them.
Mm,
So in case they have it, they will let you know. They don't have it, but mostly it's written. If
mm.
they have it, it's clearly written. You see, if they don't have it, also written for you to see.
All
So
right,
it's quite easy to operate.
right. So all those stock levels you see there are as a result of some technology infrastructure in place,
Okay.
somebody inputting data, which you see in real time to be able to make decisions. So the platform is also aware. One of the things we'll be covering is e-commerce. E-commerce is one of
Okay.
our major topics we'll be dealing with. And once we are dealing with e-commerce, you would understand how this works. All right. And in
Okay.
our
Okay.
video, I believe we all saw that information systems can be applied at different management levels. All right. So we have middle level management, top level management. And all these people need different types of information systems. All right. So before we proceed, I would want to ask you, what is the difference between data and information? What's the difference between data and information? This to everyone.
Sir, this is a question ask.
Yes, boss.
Data is raw facts
Good,
and information is processed. Yes.
good. So once
Thank you.
the raw facts are processed, it becomes information. Can you give us an example? Can anyone
Yes.
give us?
Example. Yes, sir. Example is what? Let's just use 1+1.
Mm-hmm.
When you insert 1+1 in a computer
Mm-hmm.
or a calculator,
Yeah.
you have given out a data to the computer to process, and the answer that comes out, the two that comes out, becomes the information
Yeah, I was
or the
looking
outcome of what. Yes.
I was looking for a very relatable example. I mean, just using things to
Okay, sir.
like
Then
something.
let me come this way.
Mm,
Let's assume you are an entrepreneur and you are procuring items outside.
mm,
So when you go to the platform, they have all types of kinds of goods in their stores.
mhm.
So you now do the selection based on what you want.
Yeah.
So the communication that you are having with them becomes the data. So the response, they will also respond by supplying you the item that you want, can also become the information. The right thing they have given you can become the information as what you have inputted.
Okay. All right. So, well, that's fine. Yeah, Major. Yeah.
Yeah, so let's say a shop
Mhm.
uh, gets daily sales maybe from Monday to Friday.
Great.
And each day, let's say, make a sale of 200 CDs,
Mm-hmm.
200 CDs each day up to Friday.
Mm.
And come out that, okay, so from Monday to Friday, I had a sale of, let's say, 1,000 CDs.
Yeah.
So the 1,000 CDs is the information.
Mm-hmm.
Then the individual daily sales is the data.
Beautiful. 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 So that's another way of going about it. So let's say in a room now, I have okay, so we have 9 people in the room now. And the ladies I see here are Elaine, Serafina, and Vivian. I don't know if Vivian is really with us, but at least Vivian is a female name as far as I'm concerned. So out of the 9 people in the room now, 3 are ladies. So the data is that we have 6 males, 3 female. How can you turn this raw facts or this data into information? So one way of deriving information out of this raw facts is to say that 1/3 of the people in the room now are female. Do you get it? So the raw facts are there are 6 men, 6 women. That is raw facts. But to turn this into information will indicate that 1/3 of the people in the room are female. What we use that information for is, another thing altogether. But that is how you get information. And the purpose of information is for decision making. All right. The purpose is for decision making. All right. So that is how you distinguish between facts and information. Yes, Vivian, I saw you, but it's not enough to just show yourself. And then when you are invited to make a comment, you decide not to talk. All right. Okay. So thank you very much. I think this has been a very lively session. So this little video I generated was generated from the slides I have shared with you. All right. And if you are familiar with the tool called Notebook LM, I think I would want you to get familiar with it, because once you get familiar with it, you can utilize it for your own studies. So if you're with me, let me quickly share this with you. How many of you are already familiar with the Notebook LM? If I can get a reaction, that would be fine. How many of you are already familiar with Notebook LM? The silent Vivian. Hello. Anas, you don't know Notebook LM? Mr. Anas,
Yes, please.
are you familiar with Notebook
Hello? No, sir.
Okay. Um, wow. All right. So I'm sharing this with you now. Okay, so those who are interested, Notebook LM is a Google tool. It's a Google tool that has AI embedded in it and helps you to be able to uh,
Hmm.
create. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, somebody was saying something.
No, please.
All right. Okay. All right. So this notebook LM. So what you would do typically is that once you go into notebook LM, I have a video I shared with um, those who are currently in the level 200. I will share the video with your reps so that they can share it. Reps, please share the video. Once you receive it, share it. Assistant,
Okay,
if
sir.
Anas is not available and you receive the information, share it to the group. Don't wait for Anas to come again before you ask permission from Anas before sharing the information. Okay, that's why you're working together. All right. So let's look at it. So here you can see that this is the material I shared with you. All right, this is the material I shared with you. And that's what I actually uploaded into the notebook LM. So after uploading it, you have the opportunity to create a number of tools here. All right. So there's an audio overview and then there's a video overview. What I just played for you is the video overview, right? You can also generate a mind map. You can also generate reports. You can generate flashcards. There are quizzes here and an infographic. You can even generate a slide deck. All right. So I generated a slide deck based on the slides I shared with you. And this transforms your slides into very, very, very beautiful slides. All right. So if you see the slides I have shared with you, this notebook LM has just transformed it beautifully to make it more engaging with slides you can relate with, a lot of photos and information you can relate with. So, for example, look at what it's showing us. The big picture, operating in a flattened world. What do we mean by a flattened world? It means internet technologies connecting everybody, making it look as though we are all on the same level. Okay, you can sit here and trade in China, you can sit here trade in Venezuela, you know, becoming a global village as we used to call it. All right. So the internet and global communications have fundamentally changed how and where business is done. So we'll say that drastic reduction of costs for operating and transacting on a global scale, intensified global competition for resources, markets, and ideas, and growing interdependence of global economies. All right. So it creates some data for us, which was mentioned in our explainer video. As you can see, there's a core question here. What is an information systems? IT is different from IS, and we would get to know the difference between IT and IS. All right. So IT is a part of IS, but IT and IS are not the same. All right. And if you want to, exactly what we just discussed, data versus information. All right. So if you look at it, this raw data, use the information systems, and then you can have meaningful information. All right. Like what Major indicated. If you look at information systems, it shows you the clear components of information systems. All right. So that's the anatomy. So you have the organization, dealing with suppliers, dealing with customers, dealing with competitors, dealing with stockholders, regulatory agencies, those who are within the internal and external environment of the organization, and what goes on within the organization. You look at this, why invest in MIS? All right, so the interdependence of business and tech. Why does anybody even need to spend money buying technologies to be able to invest in management information systems? So every firm has its objectives, the reasons why the firm was established. All right. And if you utilize the information systems, taking into consideration how or what the objectives of the organization are, this is what you will be able to achieve. One, you would achieve operational excellence because you are no longer utilizing technology while our shops are closed. So until the following morning, nobody can buy anything. If there is an online component, it means that business continues throughout and you're able to serve your customers better. So look at number three, the third reason. Serafina, can you see number three?
Yes, sir, I can.
What do you see?
Customer and supplier intimacy.
Exactly. So, like you rightly indicated when you were reflecting on the video we watched, one of the important advantages is that it draws your customer closer to you. All right? Using information systems draws your customer closer to you. Now we have AI agents, we have bots, all right? And 24/7, you can communicate with these AI bots. So those who use DSTV, for example, if you have any issue with your DSTV, you just go on WhatsApp. There's a bot, a messenger bot there. You can always communicate with the messenger bot. Your issue will be solved. Though if you're buying an airline ticket, for example, KLM also has a similar thing. You have any issue, you just type it there. It solves it for you because you can reach them via phone, via email. But those AI bots are real-time agents solving your problem for you. Okay, so IS also helps us to make improved decision in or as managers, whether at the middle level or at the top level. All right. Using IS also gives us competitive advantage. And using IS is also for survival. So imagine COVID. All right. Imagine COVID, where schools are closed. And then you have these systems in place. Look at how we are even using this technology to have this class. Many of you are workers who don't have the time to even come to campus to learn. All right. So having a distance program, for example, where we are utilizing technology to be able to deliver learning to you gives us a certain competitive advantage over another institution. So if you had another institution also doing the same program, but does not provide this kind of offering using these technologies, it means we have gained a certain competitive advantage over them for which you are enrolling into this program. So that's how you look at it in terms of competitive advantage. But survival means that we needed to be able to use those tools for education to still continue and ensure that education was uninterrupted. So these are critical issues and reasons why people invest in information systems. All right. So always bear that in mind, and that should serve as the foundation for this particular course as we proceed. All right. So let's look at some strategic objectives. So strategic objectives for IS or have management information systems is what we have already discussed. So number one is operational excellence. So when it comes to operational excellence, the focus here is on efficiency rather than effectiveness. And if we say efficiency, what do we mean by efficiency? What do we mean by efficiency? Anybody? When we say efficiency, what are we talking about? Philip, Last killer. Do you want to let us know what you think? Efficiency. What would efficiency look like within the context of business operations? Mr. Simon, sir, do you need somebody to bail you?
Yeah, no say efficiency in business would mean reducing cost and saving time without unnecessary
Yes.
processing.
Absolutely. It means using less input, okay, to be able to generate a product, service, or high productivity, as it were. So typically, if you are measuring productivity, we are looking at input and output, isn't it? What you put into it and what you get out of it. So if you can put less but still get more, you are being efficient. So those things you talk about are the costs, all right? So how can we reduce cost? How can we reduce turnaround time? How can we reduce all those bottlenecks that affect business operations? So spot on, Philip. Totally right with the examples you have given. So beautiful. So that's what we mean by operational excellence, all right? Another strategic objective for MIS is for new products and services as or new business models to be developed. So imagine Elaine's business, all right? And Elaine has set up a shop in front of her house where she sells those wares she imports from China. So everybody in the area knows that once you go to Elaine's house at Mataheko, in front of her garage, she has a beautiful shop there. She opens it up. People come, look at the goods, they pick it, take it away, and go and sell as well, or go and use as retailers or final consumers, sorry. So Elaine is using this particular approach to sell her products. But then Elaine meets Major Lamte. And Major Lamte tells Elaine that, look, this is your business you're doing. Look, a lot of people are interested. How can we ensure that you are able to scale this up? It's not enough that people will only come to your house. Can we put this on Instagram? Offer certain phone numbers, hotlines people can reach via WhatsApp, anything. People can order. You have your rider who can go and dispatch the goods for you. So it goes on Instagram. You have a dedicated WhatsApp line, and people are making the orders via Instagram. And Elaine can even take orders at 11 p.m. What has happened is that her business model of just selling in front of her garage has now gone online. All right. So another model has been added to it for which she's able to sell even more. All right. So profits have gone up simply because she has added an online dimension. People do not need to be in traffic and come all the way to Mataheko to look at her goods before buying. So that discussion she had with Major and going ahead to be able to create that platform where she has put all the goods, beautiful photos, professionally done online. People see the WhatsApp number connected to the Instagram page. They send messages directly to make orders. It's another form of information system that has been added to her business operations. All right. So it is a strategic thing because it means that you have added a business model to how you previously used to operate. Okay. So that is important for us to understand as a strategic objective of MIS. All right. Another strategic objective, customer and supplier intimacy. Serafina, would you want to talk about this?
Okay, I can share a little
Yeah.
experience. So with the customer and supplier intimacy, for instance, where I work,
Yeah.
I deal personally with clients, and then we make sure we are always in contact with the clients, especially when for instance, there's an outage. We
Mm-hmm.
make sure that we communicate, we send an email, we call the clients before they even notice that their internet is down. We communicate what our engineers are doing at the moment when the internet is going to come up, and
Mm-hmm.
then at the moment what we can do to assist them so that they can also go ahead with their work without interrupting. So this helps us have that intimacy with them, so they can always rely on us to be there for them anytime.
Mm-hmm.
And we make sure we wait till the internet is up. Then we also communicate with them, so they are always rest assured that we update them on anything that is happening with
So
their internet.
imagine sending out agents to go to your clients individually or making phone
Yes,
calls.
yeah,
So compare even phone calls to emails, and you can even measure or straight away spot a certain level of efficiency in there, isn't it?
yes, yes, sir.
So cost is also reduced because even calling people, right, sending emails, maybe there are platforms that you use. All right. So that is how you go about it. So when you use in technology and integrate it within your business operations, and you can reach out to multiple customers at a go than individually. So for example, organizations using websites where information can reach thousands of people at a go. It means that you are ensuring that you are operating at lower costs, but reaching out to many more people. So thank you, Serafina. Um, right. So if you look at objective 4, that's improved decision making. So Major handles information systems in his line of work, and Major, without necessarily giving us details and perhaps breaching national security, breaching national security. How can you explain improved decision making as an objective of using management information systems? I mean, using your experience.
Yes, sir. Just to correct, I am not a military major. I'm a civilian major.
No problem.
So that's my way.
Yeah, but that's your name here, so Major.
Yes.
Yeah, but you work with Ghana Civil Aviation, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's also a security installation. Please go
Your
ahead.
question again.
Yeah, so I was saying that objective number 4 for the strategic objectives of using MIS is for improved decision making. And I'm saying that, can you help us, all right, from your experience and what you do without necessarily giving us details, which I said could have national security implications. Can you give us some examples based on your own experience on how improved decision making can be an objective for implementing MIS? Is my question clear?
So, yeah, can I explain? Not necessarily using real time, like life experience or
No
something. I
problem. No,
just
no problem. Yeah. All right.
so to improve decision, MIS helping to improve decision making in the sense that MIS enables you to get real time information at any point in time. And so with getting this real time information, it will enable top management or middle level management to make decisions that will be devoid of forecasting. I mean, you are able to make decisions that reflects real time situation. And that's the
All right. Thank you so much, Major. Thank you so much. Yeah, so that's fantastic. But you see, the other thing is because you are a class of people with a lot of experience, personal experience, professional experience, if we use some of those examples, it helps us to, understand it better. But I understand, you know. So objective 5, competitive advantage, which I have spoken about. And then objective 6 is survival. All right. So these are strategic objectives for the firm, for using MIS. All right. Let's look at another one. So there are 3 dimensions of information systems. So organizations, technology, management. So the case is that if you want to understand MIS more broadly, then you should understand that these 3 dimensions come together to form the information systems. And these are important players, all right, in the IS value chain. So let's look at the 3 levels within the organization. So you have operational management, those who are on the factory floor, for example, where the actual thing is going on. And then we have the middle level people. So these are the senior managers, who are responsible for, let's say, HR, finance, blah, 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 and all that. And then we have senior management. So the CEOs and maybe the top directors, they make up the senior management. So if you are trying to understand the organization, all right, so that is how the organization is actually designed so that there are people who do the work, there are people who supervise them, there are people who manage, and there are people who direct. Okay. And they all have their focus. They all have their focus, and it's important to understand that. When you look at the management role in terms of MIS, all right, so senior managers are those who provide the strategic direction for the organization. And once they create that strategic direction, the managers are the ones who now interpret this strategic direction into tasks to be delivered at the various functional levels. All right. So once you understand the organization as, this kind of system where there are stakeholders, people performing different duties, then it's important that you would understand how the organization, how management and technology comes to play. So let's look at the dimension of technology. All right. So computer hardware and software. So we know what software is and we know what hardware is. We also have data management technology. All right. So that is where the databases are, where we store the information and how you can even manipulate information. So where the data analytics and all those things happen. And then the networking and telecommunication, because now you need internet. Serafina's people will give you internet. Now we have, how do you call it? Elon Musk's internet service. How do you call it?
Starlink.
Starlink. Starlink. Do you provide Starlink services too?
No, please.
Okay, all right. So now that is also an option. Okay. Look at these telecommunication companies now. MTN has this broadband service, TurboNet, all manner of internet service providers are available now. All right. So those telecommunication and networking technologies are so important because the computer software and hardware will not be able to provide that networking capabilities until you bring on board the internet services. All right. So that is very important. And when Michael, is it Michael? My friend with IPA. Yeah, Michael, right? Yeah, Michael. When Michael was speaking, he said he was a bit confused because they were talking about artificial intelligence and all that, in organizations. So he wasn't sure as to what the difference is. The difference is that here we are looking at MIS as a totality. All right. So the organization, the management, the information technology. But when we talk about the information technology, the computer hardware and software is what is used, to even input the data. So the devices you use, your computer, the system unit, your mouse, your keyboard, and all those things form part of your hardware. The software is the software you use. For example, if it's an accounting firm and they have a software such as QuickBook, to do it, or a sales management software. Um, Elaine's company, Elaine doesn't just keep the records in notebooks. She has a software where she keys in all the information, what she has bought, what she's selling out, what she still has in stock, the debt people owe her, and all that. She has a software that is managing all that. So that is the software. All right. And there's a data management technology. So AI these days can also be used. You also have the Power BI, which is the business intelligence, to be able to mine data, to be able to have information to make decisions. So that is the dimension of technology. So look at it from the computer, software, and hardware part. Look at it from the data management technology part, where you are storing data either physically or in the cloud, so cloud storage and what have you. And you also think about the networking and the telecommunication dimension, where we are able to provide the intranet and internet and related networking services. All right. So the key takeaway from this particular one is that information systems are vital for achieving key business goals. The business goals include the operational efficiency, customer supply intimacy, and decision making, improved decision making, and all that. So, in a typical examination question, you can be asked to discuss four key business goals for which MIS is important for. All right. So 4 key business goals for which MIS is essential for. Okay. And then you can discuss some of these areas. So, number 2, digital firms rely heavily on IT infrastructure to respond rapidly to changing global markets. All right. So, what are we using the IT infrastructure to do? Or the question could be, what is a digital firm? Is it a business that operates only online, or any business that has an aspect of its operations online? What does it mean to you? All right. So let's look at that. And then globalization makes IT a central tool for coordinating international supply chain operations. Absolutely. Absolutely. So international supply chain operations can only happen when you have a central IT tool integrated within an information system to ensure that this works. All right. So that is it for this particular segment. So I'll be sharing this particular slide I generated for you. So back to our notebook LM. And maybe what I could have done was just so this is the audio overview. So this audio overview is generating something for us over here, as you can see here. And here it's more of a conversation between two people about the source document we are talking about. All right, so I'm generating this. I would give it to you so that you can listen, and this provides further information on the material we are discussing. And this is just an introductory class. That is why I'm just trying to introduce you to different elements, so that you appreciate what it is this course is about. And as we move on, we'll be able to deal with the key concept we'll be meeting. So next week, definitely we are going to look at information systems and organizational competitiveness. All right. So that would mean how we use information systems in strategic ways. So make sure that you join us on Sunday for us to get into these discussions. So any questions so far? Any questions so far? Philip, please ask me a question. After Philip, Vivian would also ask a question.
Okay. I don't think mine will be a question. I just wanted to throw more light on the real time information using the um, management systems.
All right. Right.
Yeah. So I'll use my firm as an example where we have solutions manager
Mm-hmm.
where it tracks down all purchase orders in the system, the delivery dates, the days it was received in the system, and then whether it is overdue for payment.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a system where it throws up all POs that are its delivery days are over,
Mm-hmm.
that we need to actually, either if the goods are not arrived yet, would
Mm-hmm.
have to extend the date to a further time so that it would not throw up the delivery date that is overdue.
Mm-hmm.
So with this, it gives us the prompt that, oh, this particular purchase order or this particular order is overdue. We have to follow up. Or it's getting to the delivery date. We have to follow up with the vendor so that it prevents delays and then probably downtimes in production.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah. Fantastic. Fantastic point. Now, so thank you, Philip. I think that's it. So all these prompts you receive are functions of the technology you've put in place to provide you with real-time information. And Michael, those real-time prompts could also include the use of artificial intelligence in those systems. All right. So, Serafina, yes, please go ahead.
Okay, sir. So an example just popped up, and I want to be sure if it could pass for
Mhm.
improved decision making or is still with the customer and supplier intimacy.
Right.
So, for instance, I'm using my work as an example.
Yeah.
So we created a platform that allows clients to log their complaints. For instance, if there's a downtime on our link for a particular location, although we send out emails and all this stuff, we decided to create like a platform so they can also log their complaint on how the downtime is, how they are experiencing it like at the moment, so
Mhm.
that we can know how to go about it. I want to know if that's like this example
Mhm.
could pass for improved decision making or is still customer and supplier intimacy.
Good question. Let's begin with where you stand. Where do you stand?
I'm thinking it's improved decision making.
Okay.
I'm not too sure.
But then again, you also see that it draws you closer to your client, your customers, right? So that whatever complaints they lodge, you are able to deal with it quickly. And what is the end goal? To make your customers happy, isn't it? So
Yes.
it depends on how you argue it out. And mind you, these strategic objectives are not linear in nature, meaning each one standing on their own. There are interconnections between them. All right.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
efficiency, who is the efficiency meant for? Of course, if you look at the issue and the efficiency has to do with profits, okay, which would go into your bottom line, then you see that it is tilting more towards the organization and for its improved decision making. All right. But again, you can be efficient in your service delivery, which results in customer satisfaction. So it depends on how you argue it out. All right. Let's take a bank, for example. These days, when you go to banks, we all have ticketing systems. We've seen ticketing systems installed in banks. So what service are you going to undertake in the bank when you go there? So you have the system there, and then you click. If you are going to withdraw money, you press, and then you get a ticket. If you are going to deposit, you press, you get a ticket. If you're coming for inquiry or whatever, you press, you get a ticket. So you sit patiently until your number is called, isn't it? And once your number is called, you wait your turn until it gets to you. Previously, what was it? You come up in queues. Hey, please, you are crossing me. You are doing this. You are doing this, bringing chaos over there, all right? But at the same time, making the customers unhappy because you are not managing your queuing system well. So with the installation of these machines or these technologies for queuing systems, you wait your turn until you are served. And what happens at the end of the day, the information systems is able to tell you how many customers you have been able to serve in a day. It tells you the average waiting time for each customer. It gives you extra information which you can use for decision making to improve your processes. All right. So that queuing system, the objective is to ensure that you manage the flow, the service flow within the organization of the bank very well, But at the same time, it provides you with important data which can be transformed into information for decision making. So, Rafina, you get it. So this is a typical efficiency target, which is helping for improved decision making. But remember that even in undertaking that particular activity, a byproduct will be customer satisfaction, isn't it? A byproduct will be customer satisfaction. So what you have discussed right now, that platform you are using, you can look at it purely from an efficiency point of view, which should help with improved decision making. But you can also clearly see an angle that provides an opportunity for customers to air out their views, send out their complaints for issues to be resolved for them. So I, in this particular argument, will argue more about improved decision making, than anything else. So that's my standpoint. But like we said, it's not black or white. So it depends on how you argue it. Yeah, Mike.
Yes, boss. On the competitive advantage,
Yeah.
I really didn't get it, but I'm trying to fix myself into what you just explained.
Mm-hmm.
So, with this digital economy we are having now,
Yeah.
can I understand the companies who are using this MIS?
Mm-hmm.
At what rate are they are they having the competitive advantage?
All right.
And also, I want to, before I forget, and also I want you to touch on how cybersecurity to also affect this MIs, please.
All right.
So these are my questions. They are two. So kindly,
No problem. No problem.
thank you.
So, look, MIS is all around us. Okay. So we go to the filling stations now, and oof, I don't have cash. The filling station attendant tells you, don't worry. There's a POS. Just mention your number, I'll do it, and then a prompt comes, you approve, and you pay via Momo. It's one of the simplistic forms of MIS I can explain to you. All right. So what that does is that, okay, in terms of even collecting cash from you, you don't need to have physical cash to buy fuel at that filling station. So imagine another filling station where for them it's only cash they take. The introduction of that POS that allows for people to even buy fuel with their card or Momo makes you a preferable choice for certain classes of people. Maybe that will result in more sales. Okay? And that means having a competitive advantage over the other. Let's go back to our banking systems again. Until recently, when every bank is now doing online banking, mobile banking, and the rest. At the time, there were banks that only had ATMs, and everybody had ATMs. But some went beyond the ATMs to have online banking and mobile banking services, which meant that you could bank 24/7. Compared to the other banks, where you would have to wait until the banking hall is open at 8:30 in the morning and closing at 3 or 4 p.m. Whereas the other bank, you could bank 24/7. Again, that is a competitive advantage of using technology over another bank. All right. Go to where? Papaya. Papaya now, you just go, make your order, you get your ticket, you wait, you're called, and you're served. Compare that to maybe Mariama's joint, where you go, this one is crossing this one is crossing that, this one is crossing this one is crossing that. Maybe Hejao, Debbie, one bet to me, waha, Debbie, Jane, oh, Madam, I now, yes, sir. I'm just using very simplistic forms of technology integration in business operations to explain what competitive advantage would give you if you utilize those technologies. All right. So I'm sure you will be able to come up with several examples of how technology can be used or integrated within a business operation to achieve competitive advantage. So, Mike, again, I used ICDE, or the Institute of Continuing and Distance Education of Ghana Communication Technology, as an example, where let's say, and this is just an example, all right. Let's say you have Accra Technical University, and Accra Technical University also has a program in supply chain or procurement supply chain, but for those programs, they are physical in-person programs. It means that whether you are in Sefiyu also, whether you are in Keta, whether you are in Kumasi, you must come down to Accra Technical University all the time to attend lectures every weekend. But with the introduction of this program, where 70 to 80% is delivered online, it means that you can still be on your business trip in Dubai. Elaine can go to China to go and bring her goods. All she needs is internet. Serafina can still be at work, working on weekends and still participate in classes. So it means that this university providing this offering, all right, has created a new business model, but it is also providing a certain competitive advantage over its competitors. So these are very simplistic ways I can explain utilization of technology to achieve competitive advantage to you. But later on, and like I said, our next class is going to focus on that. So you are going to get your materials early, and you are going to, come into the class with your use case examples, and we are going to discuss that. All right? And we are going to discuss that. Any questions, please? Oh, Vivian was going to ask a question. Vivian. But before Vivian, Mike, I don't know if I have achieved 50% of answering the question for you.
Yes, all has been answered. I'm waiting for the concern on the how the cybersecurity are also.
Beautiful. So
Yes.
that's another topic for MIS. So if
Okay.
you look at have you seen the course outline?
No, please. Unfortunately, I switched to my my iPad, so I've lost it in my chat. So
No
I'll put that
problem.
there.
No problem. So if you look at week 9, for example, that's where we have the social, legal, and ethical issues in information systems. So ethical challenges in IS, privacy, data protection, and corporate responsibility, cybersecurity threats and cybercrime, and then protecting organizational and supply chain data. So once you are using information systems, it means that you are collecting large amounts of data. And once you're collecting large amounts of data and utilizing internet technologies, it is susceptible to breach. All right. So what kind of safeguards and rail guards are put in place to ensure that people's data is protected? How does the businesses Elaine deal with, for example, if she uses Alibaba or AliExpress or any of those online platforms, she has registered and engages in business. So her card information, her maybe even passport information, financial and all manner of information are exchanged via this platform. Have those platforms put in place adequate security measures to ensure protection of Elaine's data? All right. So these are the discussions that go into it. And there are technologies to ensure that all these safeguards and rail guards are in place. So we'll dig deeper into that when we are discussing the issues regarding the social, legal, and ethical aspects of information systems, right? All right. So Vivian, finally, it's your turn. Any contributions, any question, any reflections? Anas. Oh, Anas is off.
I'm around, sir.
Okay, your name has changed. Um, all right. Okay, Major.
So, any example to explain the survival aspect of the importance of the MIS system?
As a strategic objective, eh?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's throw this question rather on the floor to see if others can express from their viewpoint how survival can serve as a strategic objective for using MIS in organizations. Anybody? Michael? Philip? Is it?
The question
All right. The question is, Major wants us to throw more light on survival. All right. Survival as a strategic objective for using MIS in organizations. Survival.
Hello, sir. Can I please contribute to that?
Please go ahead.
Okay. So from the example you gave earlier, using the COVID-19
Mm-hmm.
and then medication, yes. So for instance, let's say COVID-19 hit and then before COVID-19, a lot of people were just like were not selling their products online. Some were just taking to their shops to close down.
Mm-hmm.
So an example tend to move towards Instagram and TikTok
Mm-hmm.
to sell their products.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I think so by them moving to like social media to sell their products, I think that's also an example of survival.
Beautiful. 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 So, Major, basically, what
So
she's
I
saying is,
couldn't.
oh, you couldn't hear?
Yes, it was breaking, so I couldn't hear example
Sorry.
Sir,
very well.
Serafina, would you want to try again?
sir,
Yeah, Elaine.
sorry. Also to touch on what Sarafina said concerning the survival with the COVID as well. Most of the churches were not fully online,
Mhm.
but because of COVID, it drove most, if not all, most of the churches online, where they can collect offerings, they can operate for everybody to also listen to them. So I think that also brings about the survival, an example for the survival as well, for
Thank,
the church to also survive. Yeah.
thank you. Thank you. All right. So, Serafina,
Uh,
enjoyed it
hello.
you well. So if you would want to take it again.
Okay. So Major, I was saying that before COVID, there were a lot of vendors who were just doing the traditional selling, like just opening their shops. They were not on the social media platforms. But when COVID hit and then they had to close down, most of them had to find an alternative by moving to our social media platforms like Facebook, Snapchat, almost all of them to sell their products. And by this, they survived. They still survived with their products, selling their products. Yes, that's the example I gave.
Yeah.
Yes, please, can I have a question and also a suggestion? I don't know. I'm trying to ask a question.
Let's hear
We've Yes, my question is we've touched on concerning Major's question. We've touched on technology. We've touched on the processes, but we are take. I don't know. We haven't have a strong point on people. So I wanted to say this whether it's related to the MIS. I sell luxurious perfumes. I don't post them on my social media. So what I do is I give to the we call people on our media influencers. They have the big numbers, so I give to them for them to post, and then it sells very fast. So I want to know is are we is this concerning the people with the MIS? Is it playing a role in this, or is something on its own?
Yeah, I think, yeah, let's not confuse the two. I see what you're talking about. You as a business organization, okay, relying on an agent to market your products and services, irrespective of whatever platform they use, you are getting into the arena of agency. So the influencer now becomes an agent for your organization. That's completely different from the concept of people in MIS. So when we talk about people, we are talking about the people within the organization. All right. So the people, processes, and technology. People deals with management, and people deal with, you know, the people with the decision-making responsibility within the organization. Do you get it?
Yes, please.
Those with decision-making responsibility within the organization. That's what we mean by people. And that's totally different from what we'll call an agency relationship with somebody to help us. Their role is just to market the product for us. So even if they go marketing the program, the product for us, the people don't buy it through them. They still come to your organization to make those orders and purchases. All right. It's just similar to any business organization going to Peace FM to ask Peace FM to advertise their goods and services for them. Okay, they put your number out there, the people still call you. So if you don't have any information system in place to be able to relate with your customers, deal with the orders, serve them. People can track to see the stage or level at which their order is. You are not utilizing technology. You are still not engaging in MIS to aid your business operations. All right. Okay. I hope that's clear. Vivian. Anyway,
Yes, sir.
why don't you want to talk?
Why I am? That is why I don't. My location is not favorable. It's not favorable. I'm actually not at home.
It doesn't matter where you are, does it? I'm sure a number of people on the line now, you will find people who are not at home. We are just asking, what's your view on this? What's this? What's this? You are talking now. You can just share something for us to know that we are with you. Okay. And like I told you,
I,
part of the assessment is our discussions, our contributions. It's a small class, so we expect everybody to make a contribution.
from the beginning, my background was very noisy, so I was not following. It's not that the things have gone down small.
All right. So since you
Sorry.
started following, just tell me two things you have heard. What if we were to close the class today, what will you be taking away? If we were to close the class now, what will you be taking away?
Um, I'll be taking the efficiency of people.
All
For
right.
that part, I understood it. Because to follow that aspect,
Did you hear about the survival part too?
no, I didn't hear that part.
All right. God bless you. All right. God bless you.
Let me see. Thank you. Sorry for the inconvenience.
Oh, that's fine. But make sure you go through the recording once it's done. All right.
Thank you very much.
Right. Okay, so I think we are wrapping up now. Any questions, contributions? Today is Friday, so Sunday at 3, I think after 3, I think we are meeting. So make sure I send all the materials to you by close of today, so that you can have ample time to have a look. And then once we meet, we would have engaging discussions. Okay. All right. Okay, so I want you to, let me go back to my screen. Yeah, so the notebook LM, I want you to play with it. I want you to play with it. The discussion is ready, which is the conversation, the podcast, it is ready. So let's listen to this discussion just for maybe a minute or two. I'll send that one to you as well.
Today's deep dive. We're jumping right into a subject that completely surrounds you. I mean, it dictates the pace of your workday. It shapes the global economy.
Sorry.
And yet,
It operates almost entirely out of sight.
Exactly. Out of sight for most of us anyway. Today's mission is unpacking a really fascinating university lesson plan. It's from Frank Loglo, titled Introduction to MIS and the Digital Organization.
Right.
And our goal here is to demystify what MIS actually is and figure out why it's basically the invisible nervous system running the modern world. Because, it's so easy to think of tech as just laptops and servers.
Well, absolutely. The hardware.
Right, the physical stuff. But this source material proves it is so much more than that.
It really is. And to give you some context on just how massive this is, there's a staggering statistic right in the text. In 2019, global spending on information technology and IT services was nearly $3.8 trillion.
Wow. Trillion with a T.
Trillion with a T.
Right.
But to put that in perspective, 160 billion of that was spent just on management consulting and services.
Okay, let's unpack this because if that much money is flying around, we need to know exactly what all that capital is buying. And more importantly, why you, listening to this, should care about how these systems shape your daily work and even your life as a consumer.
Definitely.
So Loglo points out a really crucial distinction right off the bat. It clears up a lot of misconceptions. Information technology or IT and information systems, IS, are not the same thing.
Right. They get used interchangeably all the time, but they shouldn't be.
Exactly. IT is just the hardware and the software. It's the nuts and bolts.
Yeah, the IT is the raw material. But an information system, going to Loglo, is an interrelated set of components. It's a combination of three distinct dimensions. It's a three-part harmony, really.
Okay, what are the three parts?
So first you have technology. That's your hardware, your data management, the networking like intranets, and the World Wide Web.
The actual tech.
Right. The second dimension is management. This is about setting strategies, acting creatively to build new products, and sometimes entirely recreating the organization from the ground up.
Which is wild to think about.
It is. And that leads to the third dimension, which is organization. And this is where it gets highly human.
Right, because businesses aren't just machines.
Exactly. The text highlights the hierarchy here. You've got senior, middle, and operational management, plus your knowledge and data workers. And it also covers the separation of business functions, things like HR and sales.
So it's the whole structure.
The whole structure. And it even includes the unique business culture and the internal organizational politics.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Because of that human element.
All right, so yeah, this is a conversation you can listen to. And this is a conversation about the material I give to you. It gives you some perspective, provides you with some things to think about. And that is how we'll be doing this course, all right? Speak to it, use the tools available to us to help us dive deeper, to be able to understand the issues very well. So feel free. Utilize this notebook LM. I'll share a recording with you on how you can utilize it. And I think you would find it very useful for your course. All right. You find it very, very useful. All right. So on my part, I think that is all I have for you today. Is there anything you would want to know? Is there anything else you would want to know? Hello?
No, sir. On my side, please.
All right. All right. So,
On my side.
All right. So that's it. Ezekiel, do you want to give us closing remarks?
No, sir. I don't have much to say.
Oh, for my class, there's always one person who has to give us a closing remark. So the closing remark
Okay.
is what
Okay, so I would
yeah,
say,
anything at all you want to say, it's entirely up to you.
okay. I would say we've learned a lot today, how MIS helps companies perform better, perform efficiently, relate well with their clients and suppliers, and also helps them survive when they are pushed to the wall.
Yeah.
It's been a great introduction. Yes, we are hoping the following lessons will teach us more. Yes.
Oh, you would learn more. You would learn more. But
Okay.
you see such a wonderful closing remark.
Thank you.
Why are you
Thank
a
you.
teacher?
No, please.
All right. So that's wonderful. So what I will do is let me just quickly share all these things with you. They are quite large. But like I said, I will make all of them available on the LMS for you. Make sure you utilize the notebook LM and listen to the audio conversation too. It has a lot of important information you would find useful. All right. So I've just dropped in 3 items. You can just give me a reaction on them if you have seen any of them. So, all right. So let me allow you to be able to finish downloading all these before I close the class. So thank you very much. See you on Sunday.